and look at me. I always forget to record. You guys need to know when you're on with me. You need to give me the poke. Get recording, get recording. Lori, you got a what did you get here? Sorry, it's jumping. New customer today. Yay. And a referral from another customer. That's awesome. Patrick, we have Tim Herr coming over tomorrow. Oh, wow, that's incredible. What else? Learning to talk to my patients about the biggest organ, their skin. Absolutely. Potential customer asked about the sunscreen. That's good. That's our product of the month, right? So that's awesome. We're going to talk about that tonight too. Did a pop-up where the hostess decided to join. That's so exciting, into a retail yoga wellness studio. Yeah, what like a great place to do a little pop-up in a wellness studio, right? Where people are all about wellness. So awesome. Well, thank you all for sharing. Okay, so we're going to get started so that we utilize our time here properly. So we are going to start with our recognition and announcements. So a couple of announcements. As you know, every Monday, this is our team huddle, right? Where we get together and we get to talk. So this is every Monday night. Down at the bottom, you can see team huddle. Check out your time zone. Zoom ID is always the same. And Monday mornings, we always start with a power hour. So those of you that were on the power hour, was there anybody on the power hour this morning that took part in that? It's always a great way to start your week, where you can plug in, for an hour, you're going to be doing work, you're going to be getting your invites out, you're going to be, hearing again, like I said, from other people to have some different ideas. Yes, yes, you were awesome. Okay, good. Yes. Those power hours are awesome. If you can get on, I encourage you to try to get on some of them. Okay. Now, a couple of things tomorrow. Leah Lavoie, who you're also going to hear from tonight, is going to be doing the overview, opportunity, the why Riemann. Okay. Awesome call. She's incredible. If you don't know her story, she has been in the industry for many, many, many years, 20 plus years. She has been battling stage 4 cancer for years and keeps rocking it and keeps knocking it to the ground. And, because of this business model, is the reason she's been able to, really zone in on her health and take care of her health and all the things. She's got an incredible story. Seriously, like, this is a place to get people on. So you want to get invites out for that. And then on Thursday, we've got our Valentine's pop-up. So this is going to be fun. So this is our master class, right? Where we can invite people. They're going to get some product education. We're going to do a little bit of trivia. There's going to be some prizes, some demos, all the things. So take screenshots right now. Make sure you've got these invites. And that you can get out to people. But Thursday night is going to be a lot of fun. So definitely get people. I find that's a softer invite that you can get people to, right? Because it's like, come hear about our incredible products. And I've gotten a lot of people on that one who then after they start using our product and then they start going like, hey, now tell me a little bit more about the business, right? So a great place to get people started. Product of the month. This is starting new. So if you were on the rundown last Monday, you would have heard them say, product of the month. This is something that's coming, which I love. I love product of the month. Why do I love product of the month? Because it gives you a chance to have a touch point with your customers, right? How many times where we know we need to reach out to our customers and drip on them and follow up and all the things, right? But it's so much easier when you have something that you can be like, hey, our product of the month, want to share the product of the month with you. I don't know if you knew, but we do actually have a sunscreen for your face. Here are some of the benefits of it. It's SPF, like educate them a little bit, right? And we do not lack any part of education for our products. You can grab some of the stuff from Angie on our We Are Riemann on the Instagram page. You're going to see different flyers, different posters, all the things. Now, Kathy Allen actually put this together. And I just took a copy of it and thought I'm going to put it up here. If you want to take a screenshot, here's some information about our sunscreen. So if you are touching base, going and touching base with your customers, or you're putting some information out there, here's just, some quick little things. Obviously, you don't need to put all of this, but you might want to pick out a few things that might stand out to you, why our sunscreen is different, why they might want to try it. So have a screenshot of that so that you can go back and refer to it. So one thing I know about the sunscreen that I tell everybody, usually I'm like hesitant for sunscreen on my face because it gives that like greasy feel, right? or it's going to be a chalky field. Like it's never that nice. This is just nice, beautiful moisture because it has all of our wonderful ingredients in it that is also in our skincare. So, Long Beach coming up. Who's excited for conference end of February? Who's going? Who's committed? Let me show me your excitement. Tell me how excited you are. I get excited all the time for conference because you know why? Number one, I get to see a lot of people. Number two, I want to hear all the stuff firsthand. Okay. We were on a team leader call this morning, actually, with Danny Bay, and he was like, well, how did he word it? The company is taking these already incredible and innovative products to the next level, and you're going to hear about it at conference. Like he said, some of the product formulators are going to be there talking. So like, I have no idea what they're going to announce or what's happening. What I do know is Remon does not go by the stand. Like they're just not just average. Like they go above and beyond to get the good, the healthy, the clean ingredients, yet the most effective ingredients out there. So they are up to par on what's going on. So, and then our neon party. So, as you can see, the Long Beach Convention there, if you don't have your ticket, make sure you get it. Go. It is not too late. Some of you are going like, well, it's, February 9th and it's already coming up. It's too late. It is not too late. I'm going to tell you, when my very first year in this industry, I got started, I was in for about a week. And I got a call from somebody and they said, hey, next weekend, which was in like 7 days or something like that, we're having this conference. And it was in California. And they said, we think you should come. Like, I think you're really going to like, and I was like, I'm teaching as a full-time teacher. My kids were 4 and 7, right? I was like, how, like, I can't get a day off work. And I've got all these things going on. But the way he talked to me about it, that I just needed to go, I went to bed that night and I thought, maybe I do need to go. I got the day off work. I can't remember if I like told the truth or not, why I needed the day off work. But I got the day off work. Okay. I got everything covered for the kids. I went by myself. That's not like me. I don't like going places by myself. I don't like going places I don't know anybody. I went by myself. I stayed in a room with 4 other girls I had never met, but we just conversed by text and we're like, okay, we're all going to share a room. It was the absolute best thing I could have ever done. I think things would have just went a different, not the same direction had I not shown up at that conference. So I'm encouraging you right now, if you're thinking about it, if you're on, like, do everything in your power to go. You will not be disappointed. I promise you that. Okay. And then of course we have a neon party. So you don't want to miss a neon party, right? Like that's going to be so fun. Who has their outfits? Who's got their outfit all ready to go? I know I've got these like really cool pink pants and I ordered them off of Amazon. They're amazing. I can't wait to wear them. I'm not typically one that likes to dress up. Like Halloween's not my thing, whatever, but this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. You don't want to miss it. So there we go. Here's an agenda. Okay. Again, take a screenshot of this. You can see it. You can see all the times for check-in. Take note, okay, February 27th, there is a senior manager and above meeting with the company that you get to be in on, and you get some extra information. You get training from, some of our leaders, Danny Bay. It is going to be absolutely amazing. Team leader and above. There's a gala and dinner you don't want to miss. Of course, we have our Saturday sessions and then our neon party. And then we end Sunday. So again, take a screenshot of this and be ready because it's going to be a full-fledged weekend and you're going to leave there like so excited and knowing that we have the absolute best in the entire industry in terms of products, in terms of people, in terms of company. Okay. All right. Who likes to travel? Who likes to travel to beautiful places, tropical places, in the sun? I do. Okay. But I'll tell you what, I like to travel, but I like traveling for free better. When the company's paying for like a 10-star place and I get to go because it was an extra, it was a bonus for what we were already going to do anyways, right? So this is coming. This is our Bahamas trip, okay? we start February 1, so it's already started. And it goes almost the entire year till the end of December. All right. Now, some of you, I know sometimes you think like, oh gosh, that seems like, a big stretch. How am I going to get all these points? It seems like a lot. And how are we going to do this? You can do it. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now, no, the travel points for this trip are not up in the tracker right now, but just start. We know that we get points by getting customers, right? Sharing the product. We know we get points by joining other team members and them starting off with a starter set. There are different ways to earn it, and this is in your drive. Okay, so if you go to exploreremon.com, you're going to see all the different ways that you can earn points. So highly encourage you to do this. If you have not been on a Remon retreat, you need to experience it. You will love it. Again, you will leave there going like, I just got so spoiled, and you feel so appreciated, and you're like, I will never miss ever. And you'll do everything in your power to get there. Now, we're going to hear from somebody who earned Costa Rica. And I'll tell you what, this woman, I remember when it first got released, and she's one of these people that when she sets a goal in her head, and I don't know if she really seen where she was at till halfway through or right at the beginning. I'm not sure. We'll find out if she was tracking from the get-go or not. But this woman is out of Saskatchewan. I'll let her tell you, but she is, like I said, a senior manager, and she didn't let those initial points scare her off and be like, I can't do this. She was like, no, I can do this. So Robin, if you want to unmute yourself, and we want to hear from you. Tell us about you and tell us what you did to earn this Costa Rica trip coming up and how excited you are for it.
Thanks so much, Tracy. This has actually been one of those things that I just wanted to see if I could do it. And because we always see that it always seems like everybody at the top goes on all these trips. But really, I think I shattered my own expectation to know that everybody can do it and anybody can do it. So with that, when I actually missed out, and one of the reasons I'm going to the event is because I didn't get to go to the one in September because of a conflict. And I also missed out on the convention packs. I had a lot of inventory, so I didn't take advantage of those. So that's my first thing I will say to people is with the convention packs, we've now seen with promo packs and convention packs, there's always extra travel points on them. Take advantage of those right off the hop because that's going to give you an initial leg up. And I think that we saw one of our team members qualify coming just about out of convention with that too. So take advantage of it. And again, it's not about what everybody else underneath you is doing. That helps, but it's really the activities that we do ourselves and our customer activities. So I think with that is just to know that anybody and everybody can do it, regardless if you're a manager or a senior manager. It's going to help you rank advance to definitely to a senior manager. So for me, it wasn't about individually tracking what I needed to have all the time. It's like I knew that it was one of those things that you're going to get to by your daily activity. So for me, it's always tracking, making sure I unlock that 1,000 SP. And for me, it's now getting to a standard now that I don't want to leave that 5% and 10% on the table. And when those promos come out like Black Friday, of course, that was an added boost to everybody's. Is I would say to make sure that you let all your customers know, don't just rely on the company emails. Remind them that those things are out. Take advantage of your Facebook groups. Have extra little things in your Facebook groups if you have, and we're going to hear more about Facebook groups today if you have to. That's kind of how I did my check-in and make sure that I'm always just doing the do to get where I need to be. If you do take advantage of the convention packs, which I know that I'm going to do this time, and I have a lot of inventory, is have the parties, have people go home with your stuff and have them reorder to be a replacement so that you always have that regeneration of also getting, so you're not just selling your inventory off the shelf, to make sure that you actually roll over that inventory and always have continual inventory. I think it's nice for people to go home from a pop-up and go home with the items and then always know that you're not going to have to, then you just use them to reorder for you. I think that's something that I found works really well. And then I never really looked at things until kind of that November, December, January, just to see, oh my God, this is actually going to be doable, right? Like, it's like I was sitting around that 900 and I was sitting around 875 in the beginning of November going, I can actually break this down and I can get there. And I know that there was going to be Black Friday and probably another one with Boxing Day or Christmas or something along those lines. So I really wanted to focus on reaching out to people and making sure that they ordered, and breaking it down into um, pushing them to maybe take a full signature line instead of just the bare minimum to get to the maximum points. And so I did run some extra things in my group too. And so, for example, in December, if you actually ordered a full signature line or a RAD 100 line, you had a chance to also win the travel kit. So it was just another push of people were like, oh, well, I have a chance to win that. And in my small group, maybe that's only 5 to 10 people, right? And so they had a chance, and sometimes it was only 3 people. So one person was really advantageous to have to that extra to, instead of an essential kit, they went all in. So they got the extra travel points there. So that's kind of the things that I focus on. But what I want to say is, it doesn't matter where you are, you still have to do the do. And still everybody has to do the same amount of points. And yes, signing up a new planner can, those kits will really do it, but I did it all on customer purchases. And that's all I have to share.
Wow, that's amazing, Robin. Give her some love in the chat. Isn't that cool? Like mostly on customers is how she got there on this trip. And I hope you took note of her saying her minimum, like guaranteed, it was like that 1,000 SP a month, 1,000 SP a month, 1,000 SP a month, opening that unit level. And then she was like, no way, I'm not leaving 5% on the table. I'm going 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, right? And that's what's going to happen when you continuously grow your business and you just consistently add people. It doesn't have to be so fast and furious. It's about consistency and just growing that business. And eventually that 1,000 is just going to come for 2 weeks into the month. And then eventually it's going to be the 2,000 that's just eventually coming into your business, right? Just because you're growing that customer base, right? So awesome job, Robin. Thank you so very much for sharing. We appreciate it. Okay. So also, global director retreat. Who wants to go to Dubai? Okay, how are you going to get to Dubai? You are going to go director. You are going to go director. And anybody that will tell you who has hit director already, anytime you're going for something, what does it start with? It always starts with a decision, right? It always starts with a decision. This is what I'm doing. The goal is set, and now it's the plan to get there, right? So Dubai is going to be amazing. Again, qualifications and how you get there, that is all going to be in the drive. Go there. You want trip for two, you want airfare. There's ways to get that. So check that out. I have never been to Dubai. And yeah, it's a place that I have never been to. So that will be exciting. So here we are on to our next portion of the call tonight. And we're going to hear from these two lovely individuals. Leah Lavoie, who is a director here, and she's out of Edmonton, Alberta. And then we've got Kendra Fuglerud, who is a senior manager out of Saskatchewan. And they're going to talk tonight about utilizing a Facebook group to consistently grow your business and do the drips of like Remon and all the things, but how to integrate different things into those groups, how to keep engagement up, how to turn that engagement into sales, right? All those beautiful things. And I'll tell you what, there's so many different ways that we can grow our business here. So many different ways. We have people who are experts in social media and they're crushing it on social media. And guess what? These two women also are, working their social media and growing that as they're doing the other ways that work best for them, right? We have people who are wonderful at hitting the salons and spas. We heard 2 weeks ago, right? We got the training on hitting the salons and spas and med spas and things. And we have belly to belly where we do K-pop up. There are so many different ways to grow your business here. And one way might relate a little bit more to you than another way. But what I love about calls like this is it is about hearing different people. It is about hearing different ways. It is about going like, hey, that's a good idea. Like I have a Facebook group, but I've never done that in my Facebook group. I think I can do that. And I love that people are coming together and saying like, I'm willing to share. I want to share. I want to do good, but I want everybody to do good. And that's what I love about this industry so much. So we are going to get started. And it's just going to kind of be a little interview back and forth style. And I'm going to bring on Kendra Fuglerud first. So Kendra, if you just want to mute yourself And maybe just share with everybody your background, who you are.
Well, hello everyone. I'm Kendra Fuglerud, and I am coming to you from the middle of nowhere, is how I always like to introduce it. I live on a cattle ranch, about 25 minutes from the nearest town. I live here with my husband, and we have four boys. I'm a stay-at-home homeschool mom to those boys, and I was introduced to this industry and the power of building a business online probably 8 years ago now, I think it is. And I had never thought about doing anything like this because I live in the middle of nowhere. I see cows and kids all day. That was all I was around. And I was like, there's no way I could be successful. I don't want to leave my kids. I don't want to put them in daycare. But when I learned the power of the online selling and the online space, I learned that I actually could do this business from home while my kids nap after they went to bed. I could do this alongside our busy life and not change the lifestyle that we had here as a family. And so that's been a huge blessing to us.
Awesome. Okay, so when you talk about online, you're talking majority of a Facebook group. Is that correct?
Yes, that's what I've really put my focus into over the past year and a bit, as I felt like online parties were kind of shifting. My focus used to be online parties, but I really wanted to do more of like dripping on people and attraction marketing. And so I started putting my focus into my Facebook group and growing that as a way to attract and grow a community of customers and just women that I could give value to and drip Remon on them.
Okay, so tell us, so you have a private Facebook group, I'm assuming it's private, right? Is it all Remon or are you putting lots of different things in there?
I put lots of different things in there. Yes, it is a private group because I want people to have to join it to become a part of it. But when I decided that it was going to be my focus, I realized that I need to have new people. If I just have a closed private group, no one's going to see my post and be like, oh, that looks interesting. I want to join her group. So I needed to figure out how can I have a group that actually brings value to people that people will want to join, and how am I going to get people in there? So that was a few questions that I asked myself. So right away, first off, I changed it. I don't know. I no longer call it my Remon VIP group because that's very specific. Only someone who likes Remon or knows I sell Remon, potentially a customer, is going to want to join my group. Nobody else that sees it is going to say, well, maybe I want to be in there if they really have no interest. Like if someone had a Pampered Chef group and I was like, okay, well, I have Pampered Chef stuff. Like I don't need you to sell me more. I have a million of it. But if that group, she was promoting that every week she shared a new easy casserole recipe or something, I'd be like, oh, well, that's actually interesting to me. I want to be in there. So I started trying to ask myself, like, what would bring people into my group? What value can I give them? And I did struggle with that for a while. I was like, what do they want to hear from me? Like, I love teaching on skincare, skin education, but I was like, what can I share otherwise? So I started really leaning into just being a mom. How can I encourage other moms? I remember being so lonely when my kids were little and it was just hard, right? So I was like, well, how can I encourage other moms? Maybe with organization, with foods. Mealtime was like the worst time when you're a mom, right? Everyone wants food and it's like the witching hour and all the things. So I started doing meal planning and sharing meal plans. I started sharing recipes, just trying to think of different ways that I could give value. And then I also had something to promote and draw people in. So I would encourage people by posting on my wall and be like, oh, I'm sharing this recipe this week. If you want it, head over here. So I would just drop little things on my public profile that would just tease what things were happening in the group so that people would want to join.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question of like, how are you getting new people funneled into that group? So one of the things you said, yeah, it's like, hey, if you want to check this out or you want to see this, come join this group. What are some other ways? Like, how are you getting other people to be put into this group, or is there any other ways that you're doing?
Yeah, I do a lot of online trade shows too, because I was trying to think of ways. I'm like, I need to meet more people. I need to get new eyes on my stuff. Because if you're not growing your audience, you are not growing, right? You need new people. So whether that's referrals or whatever. But I didn't want to be the person that just went and like Facebook friended people they didn't know. That's never been something I liked about that. So I started joining online trade shows and making friends with other entrepreneurs, and meeting people that way. And then, of course, I shared Remon in the online trade show or the vendor group. I would promote Remon, I would share my products, but I did a lot of promoting of my group because I'm like, a lot of times in a vendor event, everyone's selling their stuff and you don't get a lot of really quick sales, but I'm like, but I want connection. I want to connect with those people. I want them to have a reason to want to join my group. And then over time, because I say you need to see a product how many times before they will buy. If they're in my group, they're going to see that. So that was really my focus in those trade shows, was like try to get people to connect with me, to either friend me or join my group. And so I made sure I was promoting other reasons why they would want to join my group, not just my product.
Right. So it's kind of almost like people are actually putting their hand up to say, yes, please put me in your group. And you're not pushing people to get in your group, or like you said, like trying to friend people to put in your group, and it doesn't have that icky feel, right? It's them going like, hey, I'm going to click that to join, or hey, put me in that group. So I love that, Kendra. That's super awesome. So
I think that was really helpful. Like I don't invite anyone to my group, like with the invite button. They're always requesting, and that probably looks good for Facebook too, I would assume, right? People want to be in the group, they're requesting to join the group. So I will just drop the link in comments, in certain things. But I think that, yeah, that was something I wanted. I didn't want to be trying to pull people in, but I wanted to attract them to it.
right. I love that. Okay. And the other thing you said was like, you post different things in there to make people go like, hey, I want that recipe, right? What other things do you put out that you're posting where that aren't Remon related, but what women want? Like, what are some other things that you do?
Well, I started doing Meal Plan Monday. So on Mondays, I will either give a meal plan tip. A lot of times I'll give my whole meal plan for the week. I'll give like 6 or 7 meals that I have, because a lot of times lunch for me is just a recycled list of favorites or leftovers. But I will give like 7 meal ideas. So then I would hop over to my page and promote, hey, if you're not sure what to make for supper this week, I'm sharing a meal idea, right? But I do that every Monday. I called it Meal Plan Monday. So sometimes I'll share a recipe. Sometimes I'll give a tip. Sometimes it'll be my meal plan. Sometimes it's a mix of all of them, or just encouraging people. On Sundays, I like to just post like a scripture or something encouraging and just like a reflection. So I always want a lot of engagement in my group. That's kind of my goal, but I don't want like fake engagement or just easy engagement. Like I want them to actually feel a connection to me. And I actually got the sweetest compliment, a customer who I think we met in maybe September online. Like, I do not know this woman. She commented on one of my things. She's like, I feel like I've known you for years. And that's what I wanted, because I want them to know, like, and trust me, right? So when I post something for engagement, there's always something there. Like, I wouldn't be like, do you like ketchup or mustard? I might post that, but I would say what I like. I would let them know something about me and just make it very personal, not just because I want them to comment for the algorithm. Like I want it to be more of a connection, if that makes sense. So Sundays I post encouragement or scripture. Saturdays, sometimes I'll have small business Saturday. I have a lot of entrepreneur friends. So I will I'll put a post up and be like, if you have a small business, drop your favorite product you're using right now in the comments, or do a post in this group. And I'll just let other people promote their product. Just other ways that I'm trying to get people to want to be in there and want to engage in there.
I love it. It's about, and I love that she said like she feels like she knows you, because that is. I mean, you can talk to anybody, whether they're an influencer or somebody growing just on, social media. It's like they want the connection. They want the people, they want to buy from people they like and trust. And that's exactly what you're doing. So that's super amazing. What about consistency within the group? Are you somebody, you're talking on Mondays, you're doing this, Sundays, you're doing this. So every day, are you doing some sort of engagement, some sort of a post, or whether it's live, or like you're doing something?
Yes. I would usually sit down on Saturdays and batch out my content for the whole week if I'm on top of things. And so I would try to do at least 1 post a day. Sometimes I would do 2. It just depends on kind of what my life is going, like what's going on in my life at that point. But yeah, I try to do once a day. I'm in there and I make sure that I can't reply to every single comment. And every post has a question, some way that they can respond and engage. Because that's something I struggle with. I want to engage with other people on Facebook, but sometimes there's nothing to engage with. So unless you can think of something to say in relation to their post, I find it difficult. So I always give them a question, whether they choose to answer that or engage in a different way, that's fine. But there's just always that question there. And I try not to make it, especially when I'm on my public wall, I try not to make it too Remon focused. So they think that I'm good. They're worried I'm going to sell to them if they answer, yes, I need help with skincare. Like they're worried I'm going to like run at them and be like, okay, so you need this, right? I just want it to be engagement. So I try to ask safe questions, if that makes sense. In my group, I will get a little bit more into the product, but I try to always frame it in like, this is what I'm using, or this is what worked for this person, in more of like an education and giving them value. And then it's always like, reach out if you want help finding which hydration product is for you or whatever. But I just always try to keep it like personal and not salesy.
Yeah. Good. No, that's amazing. And I know you do different challenges and things like that. I know somebody just asked, like, if you purchase, do you get into a draw? And we're going to talk about that in a minute. But when we're talking about challenges, and another thing I loved, and everybody's listening and taking notes, like one thing Kendra focuses on all the time is she's not just keeping this group at the numbers that it's at. Like one of her main focuses is I need to go out and meet new people. I need to add more people to this group. Like that is one of her main focuses is like, how can I go out there and transition people into this group? So I love that you commented on that too. So in terms of challenges that you do within your group, we want to focus on one of them tonight because I know you just recently did it and it caught my attention when I seen you doing it. And it was a challenge that said, wash your face for 7 days. So that was the challenge she did. So I was like, oh my goodness, tell me about this. Like, how did this work? And, at the end of the challenge, I think the percentage was 80% of the people that took the challenge ended up making an order, whether they were existing customers, new customers, but they participated in this challenge. And I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? Anybody could do that. Like we all could do a 7-day wash your face challenge, right? And so I'm curious, Kendra, we want to know like the details because I know anybody on here that's like, okay, that sounds fun. I want to do it, but how did you do it? What did you do? So you have your group and you're like, I'm going to do a 7-day wash your face challenge. What did that look like setting? Like, how did you get people to raise their hand to say, I want to be a part of that? And I'm guessing you got some people from outside of that group to join the group just to do the challenge as well. I'm assuming, right?
Yes. Yeah, I actually did this challenge in October and it was a lot of fun. People really liked it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to recycle it, especially after Christmas. Because coming off of Christmas, I was like, oh my goodness, they're feeling like they haven't eaten a vegetable in a week. Everyone is like out of routine. And I'm like, so I asked in my group, I'm like, okay, we're going to do a 7-night no skip skincare challenge. What day should we start? So I just like started promoting it probably the week right after Christmas, like leading up to, we started on January 1st. So that whole week leading up to it, I would drop little hints about it or ask a little question about it. So you want to make sure you're promoting it. You can't just do one and then hope for the best. But yeah, so I started it with, it was called my 7-night no skip skincare challenge. And in the opening post or the day before, I think I put kind of the rules and what I expected. And so I said, complete all 7 nights without skipping your night routine. And you'll get a $10 Remon coupon to use in January. So they had to cleanse and moisturize. That was it. I kept it very simple. And I said, use whatever products you have on hand. That was something that was important to me. I didn't want people to feel like they had to buy the product to be a part of my challenge. I wanted them in my group so I can drip Remon on them, which I did all throughout the challenge. So they could use whatever product they had on hand, no purchase necessary to do the challenge. I just wanted them to come in there. And then I said, so right off the bat, I told them if they complete all 7 days, they're going to get that coupon from me. And then I said, one lucky participant is going to win a multi-stick balm or a lip oil. They would get to choose which one they wanted. No purchase necessary. There was a few ways that they could get in to win the multi-stick. So they had to add and tag a friend in the challenge. That was one way to get an entry. Another was to comment during the challenge. So if they commented on any of the posts, I always try to add a way they can win something without purchasing. So they could comment during the challenge and get in to win the prize. And then I also did a post on my wall, on my public wall, that promoted the challenge. So I asked them to, if they wanted another way to enter, they could go and share that post to their wall and tag me in it. And that actually worked really, really well. I got probably 4 or 5 people into my group from a couple people doing that. A lot of people don't like to do and share that, but I just like to give it as an option because you just never know. And then the last way they could get into win was to complete the bonus tasks. So every day there was cleanse and moisturize. And then I threw in a bonus task on every single day that would get them in this draw.
Wow. Okay. So I love it because people could win by just participating, right? They had a chance to win something by just participating. And then it was like, okay, if you want to put, if you're going to put in an order and you've completed the challenge, you're going to get, and you physically transferred them $10 when they put in their order, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now
Yeah.
for these seven, yeah. Okay. These 7 days, you did a post morning and night. So you did a like educational post and then you did a check-in. Is that correct?
Kind of, yeah. I kind of split it up. So like my morning post, I would educate them. So for example, on day one, the no skip challenge, the first bonus task, usually my posts were based around the bonus task. So the first bonus task was to double cleanse your skin. And so I threw that out there in the morning post just so they knew what to expect and they could complete it at some point in the day. Because I told them you can do it right after supper. You don't have to wait till bedtime. And I did add in there that double cleanse was the bonus, but if they didn't have a double cleanser, I said try massaging your cleanser into your skin for 30 seconds. Like just take that extra time with your cleanser. Because again, a lot of people are newer to double cleanse, won't necessarily have it. And I wanted to give everyone a chance to earn the bonus or like get in on the draw for the bonus. So that was in the morning post. I just told them like do this. And then in the evening post, that's when I would take whatever bonus task I had given them and I would tell them how I did it. I would explain a Remon product that I used to double cleanse. So in my day one check-in, I just reminded them what the bonus task was. And then I just said, like, sometimes we're in such a hurry, we don't do a good job cleansing. When we leave dirt behind, it can clog our pores, age our skin. Double cleansing is one way to ensure we got that. So then I explained what an oil cleanser does and what the snow cleanser does. So I just shared my favorite way to do it, just a picture of me holding those products. If any of you, or sorry, if you were ever to like browse through my group, you would notice that it's all pictures of me. I don't ever, hardly ever will I put just a picture of the products because that's not going to stop a scroll. They'll be like, it's just another thing. They see my face and they're like, oh, that's Kendra. And they might stop and see what I have to say. So that's just a little side tip. But yeah, so morning, I would kind of throw out the bonus task, like exfoliate. And then at bedtime in that post, I would explain and educate a little bit about why the Remon product I use is what is so good for completing that bonus.
Awesome. She's educating, she's utilizing the Remon products, right? Like just such a nice, soft, gentle integration for sales. So congrats, Kendra. That was amazing. And thank you for sharing everything tonight. We really, really appreciate it. It's always good to get different perspectives and different ideas. So thank you so very much. All right, so we've got one more here. Leah Lavoie, you've probably seen her around. She crushes the K-pop like nobody's business. I'm sure she'll do a training on that in this group at some point. But she looked at what Kendra was doing and she was like, Kendra, can I copy what you're doing? Because this sounds fun. And she went and did that. So we're not going to get her to repeat what Kendra just told her. But I know there are different ways also, Leah, you do have that Facebook group as well. That you have, your customers and you bring people to and guests and all the things, and you're constantly adding to that group for that purpose of education and everything else. But there's other things that you do in there as well. So I'd love for you to share just some of your ideas in terms of, referrals and birthday stuff and a few more tidbits in that department.
Awesome. No, that was so great, Kendra. And yes, thank you for letting me copying you. And I did kind of like created the same thing and with, of course, your own little spin. And I got 80% of people purchase in January and they got $10 off their order, which I just, sent them an e-transfer. So yeah, it was fun. And you know what I noticed? I forget because when I first started skincare, I remember going to bed and going, oh, I need to get up and go wash my face. I had to make it a New Year's resolution. because I did not want to wash my face at night. I hated washing my face at night. So it was so good. Like that's when I had these light bulb moments and I was like, okay, I got to do this. So many of my customers were like, yeah, I'm really bad at that. That's where I go wrong. So it's not that the products isn't working for some people. It's they're not working the products, right? So anyways, but yes, I like to celebrate my people in there. And so when it's their birthday month, I like to honor that and I do a birthday post. And if it's their birthday month, then they get $20 or $10 or whatever you want to do back on an order of X amount of dollars. Now, I was using $100, but now because of trip qualification points, it's 139 that they have to qualify for a point. So I need to take my graphic down and put up my new graphic. There's my cat, and do a coupon now changing for that. And that's on their birthday month. Referral program. So when they refer a friend who purchases, a certain amount, right? Then they will get a referral gift, $10, $20. And that's just easy because they could just e-transfer on their next order. Now their order needs to be, they can't stack them. Okay, that's the other thing is they can't stack them. And sorry, my cat gets really excited when I talk, so I must be quiet too much. So that's for sharing with a friend. And then I also do at the end of the month, if anybody who purchases, I do a gift that they could get or a gift amount that they could get for doing a purchase within that month. So, giving back is like people feel, it's just my way of giving back. I want to spoil my customers. I want to make them feel special. I always say thank you a lot because I am so grateful for them. And they are referring me to people. And so it's just my little token that I can give them. They're like, really? Thank you. So someone just messaged me and she's got a birthday this month and she's got a $10 coupon from me and a $20 coupon. And she's like, I'm like, okay, well, it's per $100 order. And because I was still honoring what it was, because I'm just in the flux. And so she's like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. My order is going to be $400. So I'm like, perfect. So, as long as they know and they're good, it's just a way to extra spoil them and having fun in that group. So I don't have as much as engagement as Kendra, so I'm trying to learn. I don't think of questions. I've never been good at thinking of questions. I don't know. I'm just not as, and I have to learn it. So if you're feeling like, oh my gosh, overwhelmed, that's me most of the time failing forward. So you're okay. Just get started and have some fun with some people and be willing to learn and be open. And the more we do something, then the better we get.
Awesome. So many great ideas, and I love the birthday month because who doesn't love to feel like special on their birthday, right? Like just getting getting a happy birthday message alone makes you feel good. And then to know, hey, you're getting a little extra. And I know some people are probably asking, like, what do you mean? How do you get this $10? How do you add a $10 coupon? It's them taking it on themselves to, in Canada, we do an e-transfer, Venmo, like PayPal, actually like physically transferring that money. And again, this is not something that you have to do. Like you don't have to do that. You don't have to give any money, right? Like, I mean, you can do different things. For example, anybody who orders the entire month, you could draw for a $5 Starbucks card, right? Like it doesn't have to be a lot. It doesn't have to be this big extra thing. It is whatever you feel that you can give. But I do know that investing back into your business always pays off. And when people feel that when you notice somebody referred somebody to you, that feels good, right? Like they're like, wow, she noticed. And I got a little perk for referring somebody. And they like that. So yeah, I always love to, taking the whole month and going like anybody who orders, like, here's this. And again, like I said, it could be a $5 Starbucks card. Like it's something, right? It's just something to do. So anyways, thank you ladies so much for sharing and giving different ideas and all the things. And I hope all of you who are on the call tonight, maybe there was something that you grasped that you were like, hey, that's something I could do, or that's something I could improve on, or that there's something that, could help me grow my business in another way. But I hope you guys have an incredible week. Don't forget about Tuesday's business overview that Leah Lavoie is going to be doing. And then, of course, our Thursday Galentine event. It's going to be fun. Let your customers know that it's going to be fun. We're going to have prizes and they want to be there. So again, have a great night, everybody. And again, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it.